Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Putting bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
From Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts, this is the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Tonight, two teams tied for third in the Cape League's East Division battle in South Yarmouth as the YD Red Sox host the Chatham A's. Fieldside at Red Wilson Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, Chatham picked up a key 4-2 win last night at Cotuit to get to 500.
And it almost seemed like at the beginning of that win, the offense was sputtering as it had in the first two games. Then late antics by the pitching side really kind of picked things up. Mason Bixby, as you highlighted last night after the ball game, he slammed the door. You'll talk with Dennis Cook about that in a little bit.
Earned the win in the process. Dennis Cook had some very kind words for Mason Bixby on the Manager's Show, which is coming up on the Anglers Extra pregame show. We've got plenty more ahead after a quick break. Hudson Ridley will also talk on Catch of the Day with Ace Reese, today's Chatham left fielder out of Mississippi State. It's the first East Division matchup of the year for the A's. Two teams that are 2-2-1 go head-to-head at Red Wilson Field. Big matchup in the East Division on the way at the top of the hour. You're listening to it right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier four-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Almost time for Game 6 of the Cape League season where Chatham visits Yarmouth-Dennis. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham manager Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, a win last night, 4-2 at home over Cotuit. What were your thoughts on that one?
I thought we did okay. Pitched pretty good, 2 runs. Still want to see more offense. I want to see better situational hitting. I want to see better at-bats when we have offensive counts.
When you say situational hitting, what are you looking for?
Guy on third base with less than 2 outs. I want to see us hitting a fly ball to the outfield so we can score a run.
Runs are good.
Runs are good.
You also, as you mentioned, had great pitching. Luke Jackson started off a little bit of trouble. What did you see from him that allowed him to work around that?
I just think he quit picking and trying to trick people, and he's got more aggressive as his innings, the second and the third inning and the fourth inning, he was more aggressive with his sinker and just got after people and filled the strike zone, which with his stuff, that's what he needs to do.
You also got a great performance from Mason Bixby. I saw you chatting with him after the game last night. What'd you guys talk about?
I just told him, I look at him as somebody that every scout in the Cape should be up here going, that kid's got a chance to be a first-round pick next year. In his past, he's thrown too many balls and walked too many people and, picking and, not being aggressive in the zone. And last night, the first thing he told me was 0 walks. And that's what we've been talking about since he got up here. First time I talked to him, I said, you got to quit walking people. And he's proud of the innings he threw yesterday without a walk, and I'm proud of him too. If he can do that, he could be a force.
Yesterday, Bixby came in, end of a game, close game. What do you see his role as going forward?
He's just going to throw innings, whether he starts or on the back end or in the middle, he'll throw innings.
What do you think it says about a pitcher who can be used in a variety of different ways?
Well, I think all of our guys are going to be used that way this year. Some will start, and then their next outing where they'll probably come out of the bullpen. We're just trying to make sure that they get innings and on a weekly basis and a work day or two in the middle.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show ahead of Chatham at Yarmouth-Dennis. Dennis, you turn to Tate Carey tonight, freshman out of Michigan. What do you like about him?
Tate is a competitor. His coach is a friend of mine, Tracy Smith. He will throw a lot of fastballs, and his fastball really plays up. So I'm excited to watch him throw. He's up here to work on breaking stuff and change-ups. So expect a lot of fastballs and hopefully a few good breaking balls and change-ups.
When you have a pitcher who comes up here to work on specific pitches like that, how do you balance trying to win a game, trying to get outs, versus developing them?
Well, for me, it's more about developing. To me, that's what summer ball is about. You know, winning is great, but you know, every year we've had up here. I had Alec Manoah up here who needed to learn off-speed stuff and how to throw out of the windup, and Ty Madden who needed to learn the slider over his little looping curveball. So it's all about development for me.
When you think back to some of the pitchers you've mentored on the Cape, who stands out?
I would probably say those two, Manoah and Ty Madden. And then, Kobe Kubicek was another guy that really pitched good for us up here. And, a lot of people doubted him. He came up and he had a sub-1 ERA and made the All-Star team. So he was another one that I was really proud of that threw good. So Troy Miller was another one that I was proud of out of Michigan. So they're just a handful of guys.
When you have a connection with a coach like you do with Tracy at Michigan, how do you pick and choose among, players that he wants to send you, players that you want to send? How do you go about building a roster when you have connections like that?
Well, I trust him. He's going to tell me who he wants to send up there with me. He sees them all the time. And, he knows the good kids. And, I trust him. He just tells me, hey, Dennis, take Noah Miller and Preston Barr and take Carey. And I'm, okay, I'll take them.
You also got Gavin Gallagher there in the lineup last night at third base. He now returns to his former home field today. What'd you see from him in day one in Chatham?
Can really play defense. He obviously can hit by his numbers. So he's going to lengthen our lineup, and I think he's going to be a great addition to our team. And a good guy, a good kid.
He also creates a little bit of a logjam on your infield. You've moved Ace Reese out to the outfield for the time being. Now Travis Sanders is back in the lineup after a couple of days off. In a summer ball league, how do you balance playing time when there's competition everywhere?
Well, Ace is playing left field because that's where he's going to be with the USA team. So he needs to take some reps out there. Travis is playing today because we're going to have to make some roster moves. And we're going to give Isaiah a day off, and then Isaiah will be right back in there tomorrow.
That's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Jake.
Back to Hudson Ridley for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Thank you, Jake. What you said, too, to Dennis about the fact that you have to rotate these guys in, very interesting, especially as more guys start to make their way out to Cape Cod. An influx of guys will come in as the College World Series finishes eventually. Everybody who is on the Chatham roster outside of 2 players have now been eliminated from the College World Series. So, Jake, we're expecting some shakeups fairly soon.
Sure are. Team USA on the way, of course, and one of the players who will be there is Ace Reese. Hudson caught up with him on Catch of the Day, which is coming up right after the break on the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back into the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 6 of the young season. Chatham at YD, and joined on the Catch of the Day by Ace Reese, Mississippi State third baseman. Ace, you're not from around here. You're from Texas. This is a little bit far away. How does it compare?
Nah, man. I mean, the weather's obviously way better. Baseball competition's crazy out here, so it's been fun so far.
What's it like playing in the heat in the South?
I mean, sweating every day. It's a grind, so coming out here in the North is nice.
Now, you're not alone, though. You've got a couple of your Mississippi State teammates out here. As you get settled in, what's it been like to be with them?
No, it's fun. I mean, having some guys from back home is fun, so.
It can't hurt at all, too, that Jay Powell, one of the managers on this team, the pitching coach, is also a Mississippi State guy. What have you learned from him?
Yeah, I mean, he really got us out here, so it's a good time having a guy like that out here.
Was he the guy to bring you out here?
No, I think Coach Lim helped me out here, and then Powell obviously helped me too. So.
Why come to a place like Cape Cod?
I mean, it's a baseball destination, you know, out of college, so getting the opportunity to come, you should always come.
Now, Dennis Cook as well, another Texas guy. What's the connection with some of the Texas guys on this team been like?
It's been good. I mean, it's a lot of familiar personalities, so getting to know those guys have been fun.
Of the guys you've met so far, is anyone you've really clicked with?
Yeah, I mean, all the boys on the team so far have been fun, but obviously staying with my boys from Mississippi State is a close one. So.
Having a good amount of fun out here so far. What have you done on Cape Cod, really?
Yeah, I mean, just baseball for the most part. Went fishing yesterday, caught some fish, so just really enjoying the few days I have out here.
What'd you catch?
We caught some striper and bluefish, so yeah.
What's the fishing like here in comparison to the South?
Yeah, it's a lot colder, but you don't got to go as far out to catch fish, so yeah, that's pretty much the big difference.
You take a boat out here?
Oh yeah, we did. We got a little charter, so.
Oh, nice. Okay, little charter. I see. A little fancy. Have you ever fished on a beach before? I know there's a lot of that out here.
Oh yeah, we plan on going in a few days once we get an off day. So, yeah.
Next off day coming up on Monday. Right now, ahead of Game 6 against Yarmouth-Dennis. Still a hot sun sky out as we're about to get going. Shifting back to baseball, you won't be here long before Team USA. What do you really want to get out of your time in Chatham?
Yeah, man, I think just coming out here and experience it, and then obviously getting some reps out here and getting ready for that experience out at USA. So, yeah.
Manager Dennis Cook said that you're a guy that loves to play baseball. That's one of the big reasons why he wanted you. When you hear that, what does that make you think?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of shows like how I represent the game of just like coming out here and wanting to play every day. So, I mean, having someone say that like that is pretty honoring. So.
When you got the invite to Team USA to let you know you're going to be playing even more baseball this summer, what went through your mind?
Yeah, man, I mean, it's such a big honor. So that's something you strive for going into the middle of the year, you know. That's something you have on your checklist. So getting to check that off the checklist is nice.
Speaking of checklist, a couple days ago, the Fenway Day today, or rather a couple days ago for the Cape Cod League. What was that like?
Man, it was awesome. I mean, you dream about Fenway, so it was great.
Any other parks you dream about playing in?
I mean, yeah. I played at Minute Maid this year, so that was another one I checked off the list. So, yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice then, huh?
Yes, sir.
Pretty nice. Ace Race, Mississippi State third baseman Jake Klein has the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show. Jake?
Hudson, we are coming up on first pitch at Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. Chatham and YD getting ready to go in a key East Division matchup. A couple of teams that are off to 2-2-1 starts. Both teams won last night. Chatham over Katuitt and YD on the road at Orleans. We've got your pitching matchup, your lineups, and first pitch on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's Baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley.
National anthem just finishing up here at Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth as Chatham gets ready to battle YD for the first time in 2025. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. First East Division matchup at all this season for the Chatham A's. And it comes on the road, fresh off of a 4-2 win last night at home against Scituate. Mason Bixby picked up the win in that one as Chatham picked up a couple of late runs to break a 2-2 tie, and then Bixby with that mid to upper 90s fastball slammed the door. Today, the A's will turn to a fresh face, a new pitcher, and we'll get you that pitching matchup presented by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. For the A's, it's Tate Carey, the 6-foot, 209-pound righty from Michigan. Just finished up his freshman year with the Wolverines and now makes his first appearance of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. He's opposed by Hunter Watkins, the tall righty from Oklahoma State. As the YD Red Sox take the field, Hudson Ridley has your starting lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar.
For Chatham, it is Ethan Mendoza to lead things off, the second baseman, followed by Henry Ford, who gets to start in center field, and Ace Reese, who you heard on the catch of the day. He is out in left field. Then Gavin Gallagher, who came in just about 24 hours ago, playing his second Chatham game, batting in the cleanup spot and playing third base. Then it's Jake Hanley at first. He's got the duties in the 5-hole, with Daniel Jackson, designated hitter tonight, out of the catcher role, platooning with a few guys. He hits sixth. Jackson Freeman in the 7 spot and out in right field. Duncan Matthews back behind the dish tonight. He bats eighth with Travis Sanders rounding out the Chatham lineup in the shortstop spot. Then for YD, Braden Dowd to lead things off, playing center field, followed by Will Baker in the 2-hole and Chris Hakopian in the 3 spot. Then it's Alex Hernandez in cleanup, followed by Nolan Traeger in the 5-hole. Cody Miller gets the 6th spot. Then 7, 8, 9 is AJ Soldra, Yomar Caresis, and Dean Carpenter. Those are your Chatham Clothing Bar starting lineups.
Scorcher at Red Wilson Field today, Hudson. It has been hot all day, and finally the sun out the last couple of days. Temperature, despite some pretty strong winds all day, has been up there for really most of the last 2 days. Cooled off last night for the game at Veterans Field. But here at Red Wilson Field, not a lot of shade cover, no cloud cover, just a few wispy white clouds hovering straight over the diamond. But that American flag behind the left field scoreboard is whipping straight out towards right. It is not a big yard here at Dennis Yarmouth High School. Chain link fence 10 feet high, wraps all the way around just about from foul pole to foul pole, and it's only 360 feet at the deepest part of the park to center field. Hunter Watkins, the Oklahoma State righty, has completed his warm-up tosses. He gets ready to face Ethan Mendoza, Henry Ford, and Ace Reese, 2 righties and a lefty at the top of the Chatham order. It'll be a right-on-right matchup to start the ball game as the YD infield shifts around against the right-handed hitting Mendoza, and the tall righty Watkins looks in for the sign. He nods yes, winds up, and fires. First pitch is a fastball called a strike, inside corner 0-1. 80 degrees in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. First pitch at 4:59 p.m. Early start. Right against right, the pitch. Fastball check swing and a bouncer foul off the netting in front of Chatham's first base side dugout. No balls and 2 strikes on Mendoza. He was hitless last night, 0 for 4. 2 games ago, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, including his first homer, a line drive to left center at Veterans Field. 0-2. Breaking ball spoiled foul over the backstop behind home plate. Stays 0-2. Nice little crowd has filed in here at Red Wilson Field on the bleachers directly behind home plate. More stands wrapping up behind Whitey's third base side dugout and then past it down the left field line toward the Red Sox bullpen. Here's the 0-2. Fastball high above the letters of the right-handed hitter, 1-2. Mendoza leading off for Chatham for the 6th straight game. 1-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 at the top of the zone. It just bends right over the plate, and Mendoza goes down on strikes to start the ball game. 1 out.
Henry Ford.
So now a right-on-right matchup for Henry Ford with 1 out. First pitch from Watkins. Breaking ball called a strike, top of the zone, 0-1. Your umpires, presented as always by Chatham Painting and Hardware, Al Libardoni calling balls and strikes, Ryan Damari on the right side, Jake Brickta on the left. 0-1. Fastball below the knees, 0-2. One. Breaking ball outs, no call to strike. Borderline on the outer corner to the tall righty. Lee Bardoni points the finger toward the Chatham dugout. It's 1-2. The pitch. Breaking ball sails way outside this time. Catcher Nolan Traeger sprawls toward the left-handed batter's box to grab it. Count even, 2-2. Right against right. Watkins against Ford. Big righty peers in over his orange glove and comes home 2-2. Fastball high, and the count runs full. Watkins, 6'9", 240-pounder from Simi Valley, California. He deals a 3-2. Breaking ball swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Watkins to start the ball game. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Ace Reese, the lefty hitting left fielder from Mississippi State. This is the second appearance for Watkins, and his first outing went 4 2/3, did not allow a run, did walk 2, but struck out 3 and surrendered just 2 hits. Right against left as the YD infield shifts against the lefty Reese. First pitch, fastball grounded off the pitcher, deflects toward the first baseman, flipped to the bag at first, got him!
Middle of the first inning
it
from
hit
Red Wilson Field.
Watkins in the leg,
YD
bounced to Dean Carpentier at first. He shifted off the bag to grab it, and then Watkins got over to the bag just in time to beat Ace Reese with the flip. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Hunter Watkins in the first. He strikes out Mendoza and Ford, and then gets Reese to ground out 1-3-1. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the A's. After 1/2 inning, it's Chatham nothing. YD coming to the plate, and the righty Tate Carey takes the mound when we return. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Back for the bottom of the first at Red Wilson Field. Chatham nothing, and Yarmouth-Dennis ready for its first trip to the plate. Red Sox in the Cape Cod League Friday red jerseys with Cape Cod inscribed across the chest in camouflage with camo numbers on the back as well. Chatham righty Tate Carey is ready to go. Right-hander out of Michigan who stands 6 feet tall, 209 pounds. A Canadian. Windsor, Ontario native's first pitch. Fastball ducks inside to the lefty hitting Braden Dowd, 1-0. It'll be Dowd, Will Baker, and Chris Hakopian to start it off for YD. 1-0. Breaking ball lofted to shallow left field. Shortstop Sanders goes out, called off by the left fielder Reese, who dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Runner goes to second, and he's in there ahead of the throw standing.
Now batting for YD.
Ace Reese was nonchalant as could be as he jogged in toward the left field line and called off the shortstop Travis Sanders. He reached up with his glove hand by his left ear and just dropped it. Dowd had slowed up after he turned first, assuming he was out, and then had to pick up back into a sprint once he saw the ball hit the grass. So an E7 starts the game, and the lefty hitting Will Baker is in. First pitch, fastball called a strike, just above the knees, 0-1. Baker clubbed his first home run of the summer last night at Eldridge Park. 4-2 YD win over Orleans. Right on left, Carey set, 0-1. Breaking ball bounces, backhanded by the catcher Duncan Matthews. It's 1-1. Chatham defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. We've already heard from Ace Reese in left. Henry Ford's in center, Jackson Freeman is in right. On the infield, Gavin Gallagher plays third and Travis Sanders short. On the right side, Ethan Mendoza at second, Jake Hanley at first. Duncan Matthews catches Tate Carey, who comes set and deals 1-1. Fastball lofted the left again, this time toward left center. Reese and Ford converge. It's the center fielder Ford who calls him off in the gap and makes the grab for the first down.
Now batting for YD, the third baseman from Texas A&M University, number 10, Chris Hakopian.
So that brings up Chris Hakopian, right-handed hitting third baseman from Maryland, who will transfer to Texas A&M next fall. Right on right matchup. Carey set. Looks at the runner at second and deals. Fastball called a strike, outer third, 0-1. American flag whipping out toward right. Straight across the outfield. Carey ready for the 0-1. Looks at second and comes home. Swing and a miss. Fastball blown past him. 0-2 on Hakopian. Righty looks in for the sign, nods yes. He deals 0-2. Fastball tagged foul in the air down the right field line and out of play, 0-2. Protective netting wraps all the way past each dugout, probably 100 feet past the benches on either side, along with a brick backstop that's new, or was new in 2024. 0-2, breaking ball bounces. Matthews traps it on the backhand, 1-2. Backstop is brick all the way around, but on the section that lives directly behind home plate, there's padding painted to look like brick. 1-2 pitch. Fastball off the bat, or did it hit him? Home plate umpire Al Liberdoni comes out around home plate and he rules foul ball. Hakopian tried to pull the hands away, but just took it right off the handle of his natural grain bat and it flew straight back to the backstop. So a lucky foul ball for Tate Carey, and it's still 1-2. Runner on second, one out. Scoreless in the bottom of the first. 1-2. Fastball outside. Matthews lunges towards Chatham's first base side dugout to spear it. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carey set. 2-2. Fastball bounced to third. It gets through into left field, a base hit. Reese comes up throwing, but he just tosses it into second. Dowd moves up to third on a 1-out single for Chris Hakopian.
The right fielder from Georgia Tech University, number 4, Alex Hernandez.
So now they're on the corners for the YD cleanup hitter Alex Hernandez, and Tate Carey is in a jam in his first Cape League inning. Hernandez, the righty hitting right fielder from Georgia Tech, stands in against the Michigan righty Carey. First pitch, fastball called a strike right at the knees. Hernandez rolls his head, steps out of the righty box, and has a couple of words for Al Liberdoni, the home plate umpire. On the corners with 1 out. YD threatening for the first run of the game. The 0-1 lined on 1 hop to second. Mendoza fields, flip to Sanders for 1, relay to first, a double play. Tate Carey gets just what he needs. A 4-6-3 double play ends the first. The leadoff 2-base error from Ace Reese does not hurt the A's thanks to the twin killing. And Yarmouth-Dennis gets no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. After 1 full inning of play at Red Wilson Field, it's Chatham nothing and Yarmouth-Dennis nothing. Hunter Watkins back to the mound when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams that scatter. And you pull them all together, and how can explain? Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Luke Jackson from Texas A&M. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Luke Jackson got the start yesterday. 4 innings of 1-run ball in the win over Cotuit. And now at Yarmouth-Dennis, Chatham in a scoreless tie. We go to the top of the second at Red Wilson Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Gavin Gallagher leads it off for Chatham against his former team. Played 28 games with Yarmouth-Dennis last summer. First pitch from Hunter Watkins on the way. Breaking ball lined foul straight back off that padded section of the backstop. 0-1. It'll be Gallagher, Jake Hanley, and Daniel Jackson, righty, lefty, righty, against the righty Watkins. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. 92 up in the zone. That's the breaking ball from Watkins. And now Gallagher in an 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just inside. YD catcher Nolan Traeger held it out for an extra second. Ali Berdoni didn't bite. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball popped foul over Chatham's dugout on the first base side. Lands over by the concessions building. About 30 feet back from the first base side dugout at Red Wilson Field. Behind a couple of more sets of bleachers past Chatham's dugout on the first base side. Still 1-2 on Gallagher. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. Third strikeout already for Hunter Watkins.
For Chatham,
Gallagher goes down on
Indiana,
5 pitches, and that's the first out.
Jake Hanley.
Again, the YD infield shifts drastically. Second baseman Miller onto the grass in shallow right. Big hole on the left side. First pitch. Fastball outside, 1-0. The shortstop, Carreras, is in the outfield grass on the first base side of second. 1-0. Breaking ball right over the heart. 1-1. And the third baseman, Hakopian, is in the normal shortstop spot. Right on left, the 1-1. Breaking ball grounded right into the shift. Shortstop fields right of second and throws to first in time for the 6-3 put out.
Now batting for
Yomar
Chatham,
Carreras,
of Georgia, that is
ranged over into second baseman territory. Now Hunter Watkins has set down 5 straight to start the game, and Daniel Jackson comes up with 2 outs. Right on right, wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Jackson behind the fastball. No balls and a strike. Jackson reached in all 4 trips to the plate last night, 2 for 2. 0-1. Fastball right down the middle. 92. It's 0-2. Watkins looks in over that orange OSU glove. Deals 0-2. High with a heater. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Daniel Jackson. Jackson started the season 0 for 7, took an off day, and has really heated up since. 1-2. Breaking ball, check swing. He lays off the slider down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two outs, nobody on. Nothing in the top of the second. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Hunter Watkins. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the A's to the bottom of the second. Nolan Traeger, Cody Miller, and A.J. Soldra due up to the plate for Scott Pickler and the YD Red Sox. You won't want to miss it. Bottom of the second is next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Time for the bottom of the second at Red Wilson Field. Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis tied scoreless as Tate Carey, the right-handed Chatham starter, returns to the mound. They'll face 5, 6, and 7 in the YD order, starting with the lefty hitting catcher Nolan Traeger. First pitch. Fastball scoots inside. Traeger backs off the plate. Ball rolls to the backstop directly behind home. 1-0. Traeger, then Cody Miller and A.J. Soldra. Righty and then a lefty after the lefty. 1-0. Skied foul down the left field line and out of play over that protective netting past YD's third base side dugout. No lights at Red Wilson Field. When it's too dark, this game will end. 1-1. Swung on, line to left. Ace Reese comes on. This one he grabs chest
Now
high
batting
for the
for
first down.
YD from East Tennessee State University, the second baseman, number 14, Cody Miller.
Hi, Cody.
That brings up Cody Miller, righty hitting East Tennessee State second baseman. Hitting in the 6 hole for Scott Pickler today. Crouched in the back of the righty box. First pitch. Breaking ball clips the low outside corner at 78. 0-1. Hayes defense straight up. Here's the 0-1. Fastball low. Matthews grabs it just above the dirt behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miller. Carey brings that fastball in low to mid-90s. 1-1. Bunted back to the mound. Carey scrambles after it. Fields throws to first. It gets away. Rolls down the right field line. Miller round second. He's going for third. The throw all the way across is not in time. It's a single and a 2-base error on the throw from the pitcher, Carey.
University of Connecticut, the left fielder, number 28, A.J. Soldier.
And that puts a runner 90 feet away from scoring the first run of the game with 1 out. Brings up the lefty hitting A.J. Soldra, outfielder from Seton Hall. First pitch, fastball popped foul over the YD dugout on the third base side. 0-1. Soldra transferred to Seton Hall this past season from NJIT. 0-1. Fastball called a strike just above the knees. 0-2. Spent last summer with the Norwich Sea Unicorns, champions of the Futures League, and started in the All-Star game. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball sails to the backstop. Runner coming home. Matthews flips to the plate. It sails over the head of the pitcher, Carey, and YD strikes first. Wild pitch brings home Cody Miller. It is 1-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the second. Now nobody on with 1 out. Count 1 and 2 on Soldra. Carey back into the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball cracked foul off the backstop, offset toward the third base side of home. A ball and 2 strikes. Right on left, the 1-2. Fastball popped foul again. This time higher in the air and straighter back behind home plate, right over the press box at Red Wilson Field. Situated directly behind home plate. It'll be a 1-2. Breaking ball down and away. Soldra starts his hands around but does not offer. 2-2. Hayes defense motionless. 2-2. Line drive into center field, a base hit. Red Sox have really hit Carey hard early on. That's the third hit through the first inning and the third allowed by the Michigan righty. And Soldra reaches with 1 out. Takes his lead off first. 1 gone for the lefty hitting Yomar Carreras, the shortstop. First pitch. Fastball tapped foul down the first base line. 0-1. Gavin Gallagher, the Chatham third baseman, in on the grass. Expecting a bunt. He played for Yarmouth-Dennis last year, so knows Scott Pickler's tricks. Pick to first, safe. Soldra back with a head-first dive. Pickler not the only manager in the Cape League who will bunt or run, but he is the only one who will shift defensively. Pick to first, safe. Another head first dive, no tag applied by the first baseman Hanley. Right on left matchup. Carey comes set. Long look in the 0-1. Runner goes. Pitches a fastball blasted. Left field. Reese tracks it back in front of the fence. He makes the catch. Soldra didn't see it. He's stuck at second. The throw comes into first in time for an inning-ending double play.
End of the second inning, YD 1, Chatham nothing.
A.J. Soldra never saw the ball off the bat. He broke for second on a steal. Ace Reese put it away in front of the fence. All he had to do was throw into the cutoff man, and Soldra was dead in the water. So the double play goes 7-4-3 and ends the inning, but YD gets a run on 2 hits, 1 error, and leaves nobody on base after the double play. After 2 innings, Yarmouth-Dennis leads Chatham 1-0, and the righty Hunter Watkins returns up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
In the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside,
time for the top of the third at Red Wilson Field. Jackson Freeman leads it off for Chatham, with the A's down 1-0 against YD. With Hudson, Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Righty starter Hunter Watkins out for his 3rd inning. Stares in over his orange glove, nods yes at the sign, and then the catcher stands up and looks toward the dugout, where Scott Pickler is having an issue with his pitch calling machine. Now they seem to have figured it out. Pickler speaks into a little radio from his signature bucket outside the third base dugout. Calls in the pitch. Watkins deals. Pitch is a breaking ball, called a strike on the outer third. 0-1. 82 miles an hour on the bender from the righty Watkins. 0-1 to Freeman. Another curveball. This one flutters outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A 3rd straight curve. Freeman cuts over it. It's 1-2. We're in the top of the 3rd. Yarmouth-Dennis leads 1-0. Nobody on with nobody out. Right against left, the pitch to Freeman. Swung on and nicked foul off the left knee of the catcher, Traeger. It's 1-2. YD infield shaded ever so slightly toward the pull side against the lefty. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Al Libardoni punches out Jackson Freeman, and Hunter Watkins has his 5th strikeout through 2 1/3. Brings up Duncan Matthews, righty hitting catcher from South Alabama. First pitch from Watkins. Fastball outside, 1-0. Trees beyond the center field fence waving in the strong breeze. 1-0. Fastball punched foul, out of play on the first base side and into the parking lot of Dennis Yarmouth High School, which sits a couple of hundred feet behind the backstop here at Red Wilson Field. Also the home of the DY Dolphins. 1-1. Swung on and popped foul into the parking lot again on the first base side. And now Matthews in a 1-2 hole. Watkins has already K'd 5 of the first 7 batters he's faced. Looking for strikeout number 6, his 1-2. Swung on and tapped foul wide of third toward Brett Doe, just outside of the third base coaching box. Chatham's first-year third base coach. Right on right. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Duncan Matthews. Still in search of his first Cape League hit, but he's already reached base 5 times in 3 games. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and lined into the glove of the leaping third baseman Hakopian. 2 outs. Matthews hit it right on the screws, but Hakopian got up there and needed all the elevation he could get to reach up and grab that line drive. So now the 9-hole hitter, Travis Sanders. Nobody on and 2 out. First pitch. Fastball called a strike above the knees. It's 0-1. Watkins has not allowed a hit or a base runner through 2 2/3. Righty winds up and deals. Breaking ball in the dirt. Sanders lunged forward but let it go past him at the shins. 1-1. Righty deals. Breaking ball called a strike, bottom of the zone. Sanders looks back and shrugs at Al Libardoni. Ball and 2 strikes. First start in a couple of days for Sanders. The 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3.
Middle of the 3rd inning.
6 strikeouts through 3 innings for Yarmouth-Dennis starter Hunter Watkins. He is on a roll. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. He's perfect through 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Tate Carey back to the mound for the A's. When we return, it's 1-0 Yarmouth-Dennis on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Nine, 1, and 2 in the Yarmouth-Dennis order, due up in the bottom of the 3rd. Red Sox lead the Chatham A's 1-0 at Red Wilson Field. With Hudson Ridley, I'm Jake Klein. Diamond side, behind home plate, just offset toward the first base side, as the right-hander Tate Carey faces the righty hitting 9-hitter Dean Carpentier. First pitch, called a strike. 0-1. Carpentier, the first baseman out of USC, followed by his Trojan teammate Braden Dowd. 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Check swing appeal to first. No swing, says Ryan Damari, the first base side umpire. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the third. 1-1 pitch. Fastball popped foul. Over the backstop and out of play. Stays a ball and 2 strikes. YD already with 3 hits, plus 2 Chatham errors. 1-2. Fastball popped up again. It drifts out of play, foul on the first base side. And it stays a ball and 2 strikes on Dean Carpentier. Tall righty hitter. Feet tight together in the back of the righty box. Carries 1-2. Fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Catcher Duncan Matthews points back toward Carey after the pitch. Liked the location. Two is jolted deep left center field. It hits the wall as Carpentier rounds first and goes to second. Henry Ford throws into third. It's a leadoff double for Dean Carpentier.
Now batting
and YD has a runner in scoring position with nobody out in the third.
Center fielder number 8, Braden Dowd.
So now the Yarmouth-Dennis order flips. And Braden Dowd, the leadoff man, steps into the lefty box. Double by Carpentier, the 4th hit of the first 3 innings for YD. First pitch to Dowd. Fastball skied foul down the left side. 0-1. Carpentier drove a 2-2 fastball and hit it off that high 10-foot chain link fence in left center. Oh, 1. Breaking ball in the dirt, skips over Matthews' glove. He cannot find it. Carpentier rounds third. He stops there as Matthews finally tracks it down behind home. Carpentier moves to third on the wild pitch. Second of the day issued by Carey. Runner on third, nobody out. 1-0 YD, bottom of the third. The 1-1. Fastball paints the outside corner, right on the black to the lefty. 1-2. One of the 2 Chatham errors was against Carey when he threw away a bunt attempt. 1-2. Fastball just off the plate away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dowd. He reached on the other Chatham error to start the bottom of the first when he hit a lazy fly ball to shallow left that Ace Reese dropped. 2-2. Fastball popped foul behind home plate and out of play. Stays 2-2. Dowd takes a long walk around the catcher and umpire, back into the left-handed box. Spins his natural grain barrel twice towards the mound. Carries 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed. It's in the dirt. Matthews throws to first in time. A big first out for Tate Carey on the strikeout. Carpentier stays at third.
From Georgia Tech University, the designated hitter number 2, Will Baker.
So that brings up the lefty hitter, Will Baker, designated hitter from Australia out of Georgia Tech. Right against left. Runner on third with 1 out. The first pitch. Fastball chopped on the ground to short. Sanders plays it on the long hop. Only play to first in time. But Yarmouth-Dennis scores again. Baker drives home Carpentier on the ground out. And it's 2-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the third.
Chris Hakopian.
How do you see the points on the board? Who do you want? Red Sox? Red Sox are winning. 2-0.
Here's the righty hitter, Chris Hakopian. First pitch is breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. Hakopian singled in the first on a grounder between the third baseman and shortstop. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball down and away. 2-0. Wind whipping out toward right field, favoring the hitters in Yarmouth. 2-0, chopped foul toward the YD on deck circle on the third base side, where Alex Hernandez, the cleanup hitter, waiting for his turn, scoops it up. 2-1 to the righty. Here it comes. High, 3-1. Fastball at the eyes of Hakopian. Carey winds up. 3-1 pitch. Fastball popped up. Foul ground. Past first on the right side. Mendoza, the second baseman, calls off Hanley and makes the catch, sprinting across the chalk past Chatham's first base side dugout. So Hakopian pops out, and that ends the third, but not before Yarmouth-Dennis gets another run. They scored on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 3 innings of play, it's Yarmouth-Dennis 2, Chatham nothing, and a development brewing for Hunter Watkins, the Oklahoma State righty, who is perfect through 3 innings, has not allowed a base runner, and his offense has already spotted him a couple of runs. 2-0. Red Sox over the A's. Hudson Ridley takes over on play-by-play. When we return, you're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Time for the fourth at Red Wilson Field. Hudson Ridley takes over on play-by-play.
Thank you very much, Jake. A 2-0 lead for YD through 3 innings. Chatham has been held hitless and hasn't had a base runner yet. Ethan Mendoza stands in from the right side to face Hunter Watkins, who has been dealing to start the ballgame. 6 strikeouts and has faced the minimum. First pitch. Swing and a liner to right field, and that ends. Drops down for a base hit. Mendoza saunters to first. It's a first pitch leadoff single to begin the fourth.
The center fielder, number 37, Henry Ford.
So with Mendoza on first, it brings up Henry Ford from the right side. He's followed by Ace Race, who stands in the on-deck circle. First pitch, righty-righty. At the knees on a slider. Strike one. Wind still whipping from left to right, blowing the American flag further and further from the pole in left center field.
Is this 12-year-old that can throw a 100-mile?
The 0-1. Swing and a foul to the backstop. Slams off the padding that is painted like brick. Rolls to the right of the batter's box, scooped up by home plate umpire Al Liberdani. Ford finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Mendoza leads off second with none gone. The pitch, foul back. Ford continues to try to catch up to the heater from the righty. Again, he struck out 7. Including Ford as the second batter of the ballgame. 0-2 count, Mendoza the runner on first. Nobody gone. Top 4. Long look in, Watkins kicks and deals. Above the zone, ball escapes the glove of Traeger and to the backstop. Mendoza moves up 90 feet to second base. Nolan Traeger escaped his squat, looked the ball in, and then all of a sudden it squirted out of his glove. It was a high pitch regardless. Brings the count to 1-2. Takes the double play off. The pitch. Below the knees on a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Starting to see maybe some of what afflicted Watkins in his first start. Starts off really strong, and then that control starts to fade as the start progresses.
Retired the first 9 batters through 3 innings, then allowed a leadoff single. 2-2, smoke to right field. Back goes Hernandez to the track, at the wall, leaps up, and won't get there. Henry Ford goes opposite field over the right field wall for his first home run of the 2025 Cape League season. 2-1. YD still in front. Rather 2-2. Drives in Mendoza and knots the ball game.
Now batting for Chatham from Mississippi State University, the left fielder number 61.
All it took was 2 swings of the bat. First Mendoza, and then Henry Ford. Game tied at 2, and Ace Reese stands in from the left side. Scott Pickler shifts his defense fully over to the right side against the lefty. First pitch from Watkins. Strike on the inside. Watkins has started leaning on the slider. He has the glove over his face. Kicks and deals the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It's one of the beauties of Red Wilson Field. Such a small ball field that when you're trailing, no game feels out of reach.
0-2. In the dirt, Reese lays off. It was a ball that just kept on carrying, and with the wind whipping as hard as it is to right field, you can hit a high fly ball that way, and it can escape the yard. It's 1-2. The pitch. Below the knees on a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody gone. Base paths empty in the top of the 4th. Chatham has knotted it at 2. On its way. Low and away. Reese has worked his way into a full count. Tapped a grounder back to the mound his first time out, where Watkins threw him out at first. Now a payoff on his second at-bat. Below the knees, ball 4. So after retiring the first 9 batters, Hunter Watkins has allowed the last 3 to reach. And all of a sudden, Chatham has the lead-taking run on first base. That brings up Gavin Gallagher from the right side.
You want what?
First, Al Libardoni, the home plate umpire, picks up a few balls and puts them in his pocket. Resets as Traeger crouches down, and Gallagher stands in. Just his second day on Cape Cod this season. First pitch. Called strike at the knees. Gallagher struck out his first time up. Took 5 pitches for Watkins to K him. He's down 0-1. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2. Reese on first base with nobody gone. 0-2 count. Ball game tied at 2 apiece in the top of the 4th. The 0-2 to Gallagher. Swing and a fly ball right side. Hernandez ranging over towards foul ground, and he makes the grab on the run. Out number 1 of the top of the 4th.
From the University of Indiana, the first baseman, number 34, Jake Hanley.
The wind brought that ball into right foul territory near the end of the extension of the netting, and Alex Hernandez had to get on his horse and make up ground to snag that on the run. First pitch to Jake Hanley. The lefty swings and rockets it into center field. Sliding grab in left. A.J. Soldra on a dive.
Now batting for Chatham.
Saves what would have been the third base hit for the Anglers this inning.
Daniel Jackson.
Quickly 2 down.
That's one of those baseball things. Sometimes when it's going good, everything breaks your way. And right now for Jake Hanley, nothing has broken his way. He's in a big-time slump right now. Finally puts good wood on a line drive, and A.J. Soldra makes that.
First pitch to Daniel Jackson. The righty takes strike 1 on the inside. It was A.J. Soldra, the left fielder, who laid out and made the grab for the second out. The 0-1. Bounced back up the middle, fielded at second on the backhand, crossbody throw in time. A beautiful play from Cody Miller. Ranged to his right, scooped up the ball, fired off balance, 180, and skipped it in the dirt for Dean Carpenter at first, who gloved it out of the ground and ended the frame. Still, Chatham puts up some big-time offense. 2 runs on a big home run to right field from Henry Ford on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. The Angler offense starting to get hot in the top of the 4th. Coming up on the other side, the bottom of the frame, Hernandez, Traeger, and Miller in a ball game tied at 2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Of the 4th from Red Wilson Field. A whole new ball game as Henry Ford tied it in the top of the frame at 2 apiece. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Tate Carey retaking the mound for a 4th inning of work. He faces Alex Hernandez, right-hander on right-hander to lead it off. First pitch, strike at the knees on a fastball. Last at-bat for Hernandez, he came up in a big spot. Then grounded out 4-6-3 into a double play to end the frame. 0-1 in the dirt. A ball and a strike for Carey. Hasn't necessarily been the start that he would hope for. 3 wild pitches so far from the righty. 1-1. Called strike. Alex Hernandez did not like it on a fastball inside, rolled his eyes, tilted his head back, and stepped out of the box. Picks his head back up and stands in from the right side. Low crouch in his stance with 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Carey got him fishing in the dirt on a slider low, and it's 1 gone in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up Nolan Traeger from the left side. Traeger slowly stands in. First pitch. Strike at the knees. Carey has been working the bottom of the zone on a fastball time and time again. He's ahead in the count, 0-1 with 1 gone. Game tied at 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Kicks and deals. Swing and a bouncer right side, foul. Gloved by Hanley in foul ground. He spun around to simulate the throw and now lobs it back to Carey, who underhands it to Jackson, who throws him back a new ball. Rather, that's Duncan Matthews behind the dish today. Traeger quickly down 0-2. Long look in from Carey. Now kicks and deals. Just outside on a fastball. Ball 1. The sun getting ever so lower in the sky. Still not gone yet. Beating down. Above 75 degrees at Red Wilson Field. 1-2. Below on a slider. Narrows the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans in the outfield emerging from the woods to sit in chairs behind the 10-foot high fence that stretches all the way around. 2-2. Cranked out to left field. Ace Reese stands dead still in left field underneath it and makes the grab. Reese did not have to move a single step, even with the wind, carrying it right towards him. That's out number 2.
Interesting to note, Ace Reese appears to have changed his glove in left field. When he made that first inning error, he had a light blue glove. Now he's got black and red.
Surely the Mississippi State black and red. He's playing out in left field today because he needs to play that position for Team USA. First pitch from Carey is spiked in the dirt to Cody Miller. 1 ball and no strikes. Manager Dennis Cook mentioned that on the manager's show. The 1-0. Fastball just below the zone. Carey shakes out his right arm. He's allowed 4 hits and 2 runs, but has gotten offense. 2-0. Same result on a fastball, and now it's 3-0. Continues to nibble the bottom of that zone. Put the red light on for Cody Miller. The pitch. At the knees, called strike. Carey has been working the bottom edge this entire time. Now a 3-1. Fastball, cranked to center field. Sends Ford back to the wall, looks up, it's out. A no-doubter from Cody Miller. Dead center field and YD back in the lead. 3-2 Red Sox, bottom 4. The cowbell sounding off at Red Wilson Field.
Now batting for YD.
The second home run of the ballgame, the first for YD,
the left field.
as Cody Miller comes around to score for the second time today. A.J. Soldra digs in from the left side. First pitch from Carey is a ball. The wind, which was once moving from left to right, blowing out to left center. 1-0. Swing and a liner to center. Ford comes in, now backs up and let it drop in front of him in center. It's a 2-out base knock for Soldra. Back-to-back 2-out hits for YD. The Red Sox in the lead 3-2, bottom 4. Yomar Caresses in from the left side. Carey waits a while, now deals. Runner takes off for second. The throw down for Matthews, skipped in the dirt, in and out of the glove of Sanders, and he's safe at second. Soldra gets a stolen base to put another runner in scoring position for YD. Middle infield moves back to the grass with the threat of the double play gone. 0-1. Chopped foul. Right side, it bounces to the Chatham dugout. Scooped up by Isaac Goddard, who tosses it to a ball boy. Saw Goddard for the first time on Tuesday against Hyannis. Went 1 scoreless inning. Has yet to pitch outside of that. 0-2 count with 2 gone. Carey fires. Foul back. Caresses waiting patiently from the left side. All Carey needs is one more strike to end the frame. The pitch. At the eyes for ball 1. Last time up, Caressis hit a deep fly ball out to left field. Ace Race grabbed it. And then Soldra didn't notice that ball had gone so far, and he got doubled up at first. 1-2. Strike 3. Fastball at the knees from Tate Carey, who strikes out 2 in the frame. But YD regains the lead. First home run of the game for the Red Sox comes courtesy of Cody Miller. It's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base for the Red Sox. On the other side, Chatham coming up to bat. Jackson Freeman, Daniel Jackson, Duncan Matthews. You'll see them on the other side. Anglers trail by 1 after 4 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know she comes around. Just about 5 feet 4. From her head to the ground. You know she comes around here. Just about midnight. She make her feel so good, Lord. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G. L. Y. Gloria. G. L. Y. Gloria. I'm gonna shout it all night. Gloria. I'm gonna shout it every day. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Chatham trails 3-2 as we enter the top of the 5th at Red Wilson Field. YD in the lead. With Jake Klein, I'm Hudson Ridley. Jackson Freeman standing in from the left side. He'll face Hunter Watkins in his 5th inning of work. First pitch, Freeman squares to bunt. Pitch is below. Called ball 1. Wind drifting in, moving across left to right as the sun starts to set in the western sky. The 1-0. Freeman squares to bunt again, lays it down, scooped up by Watkins just a foot off the mound, fires to first in time.
Now batting for
Out number
Chatham,
1.
the catcher from the
Yeah, like the
University of
idea
South
from Jackson
Alabama,
Freeman.
number
YD had that
25,
pole shift on with only the third baseman on the left side in the normal shortstop hole. And so with basically nobody on the left side, not a bad idea by Freeman, just didn't push it far enough over.
That retires Freeman to begin the top of the 5th. Duncan Matthews standing in from the right side. First pitch from Watkins. Called strike inside. Matthews freezes for just a moment and backs up. Got good bat to ball in the top of the 3rd, but just couldn't get his first hit. 0-1. Below the knees, he shuffles. It's 1-1. That ball was hit on a dead liner in the 3rd, right at Hakopian at 3rd, who leapt up and grabbed it. Matthews still hitless in the Cape Cod League. 1-1, cut and a miss on a fastball high. It's 1-2. Ever since striking out 5 in the first 2 innings, it's been slow for Watkins. 1-2 pitch. Popped up, right side, still on the infield. Carpentier underneath it and makes the catch in foul ground.
From Baylor University, the shortstop,
Nearly in the dirt.
9, Travis Sanders.
Time for a check of MLB scores. Presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters. Jake?
Only one game during the day today. That's at Wrigley Field. Mariners beat the Cubs 9-4. Sammy Sosa in attendance at Wrigley Field for the first time in 20 years.
Nice to have him back as a Cubs fan. First pitch to the 9-hole, Travis Sanders. Cut on and missed. Strike 1.
Later tonight, Orioles visit the Yankees at 7:05. Astros battle the Angels at 9:30. Dodgers host the Nats at 10. And the Red Sox visit the Giants at 10:15.
The 0-1. at the knees, called strike, and a grimace on the face of Sanders. He mutters to himself. That ball was low, and he shakes his head. Balls and strikes today by Al Libardoni, who crouches behind the plate. 0-2 with 2 gone. Top 5. The pitch. Called strike 3.
Middle of the 5th inning, Whitey 3.
Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Travis Sanders. Neither of them he can believe. A fastball inside, and he walks slowly back to the dugout. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Anglers. So, of course, no runs on no hits, no errors, and not a single runner reaching base for Chatham. On the other side, Carpentier, Dowd, and Baker. 9, 1, and 2 of the YD order to begin us in the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-2 YD on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, give me all a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all a prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high. Now he's holding in what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Cheetah dreams of running away. She cries in the nighttime and whispers, "Baby, it's okay. Someday we gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Living on a
Welcome back in for the bottom of the 5th from Red Wilson Field. YD on top 3-2. I'm Hudson Ridley, joined by Jake Klein. A new pitcher on the mound, which means we have a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen. The lanky righty, Dane Burns, making his 2nd appearance of the season. The first Chatham pitcher to make the 2nd appearance this year. Stares down Dean Carpentier, the 9-hole hitter. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Rather, Duke Stone. Stone did not allow a run in 1 inning pitched and picked up a strikeout. 0-1. Grounded left side and foul. Again, just the first Chatham pitcher to appear twice. He has Carpentier in an 0-2 hole. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Duke Stone picks right back up where he left off.
The center fielder from the University of Southern California.
Sets down Carpentier and flips the lineup over for Braden Dowd. The 3rd time he stands in today. Dowd 0 for 2, reached on an error on a high fly ball out to left field that Reese just dropped. And a strikeout in the 3rd. First pitch from Stone. Called strike to the lefty. Camouflage numbers on the backs of the nondescript Cape Cod League military jerseys YD is wearing today. The 0-1. In the dirt. A ball and a strike. Matthews gives a point out to Duke Stone, saying that was a good pitch. Stone ready for the 1-1. Here it is. Swing and a bouncer at the plate. It drifts foul and rolls over to the Chatham dugout on the first base side. Assistant coach Tanner Riley picks it up, smells it, and then tosses it to the ball boy. It's an interesting move. Some guys just love baseball. Maybe a little too much. 1-2. Cranked out to right field. Freeman searching for it in foul territory and makes the grab right in front of the white foul line.
Now batting
Freeman
for
on the run
from
lost
Georgia
his
Tech
hat
University, the designated hitter number 2,
as he
Will
ranged
Baker.
very far from his right field spot to secure out number 2. That sends Dowd back to the dugout and brings up Will Baker. Baker, the left-hander, waits. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the knees. YD has been subdued in terms of first pitches, often taking to begin the at-bat. 0-1. Skips in the dirt and blocked by Matthews. Base path's clear, so no threat there. 2 gone. In a 3-2 ball game, YD leads in the bottom of the 5th. Stone leans back in his stance. Now comes set and fires. Swing and a miss. Boy, he had Baker fooled. Out ahead of the off-speed, tried to hold back, but went around 3/4 of the way, which if you're going to swing, you'd either want all or nothing. And he got pretty fooled. 1-2 with 2 gone. The pitch from Stone. Slider below the knees, dipped just below the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gallagher even with the bag at third. Rest of the infield playing straight up, shaded just ever so slightly, though, to the right field side. 2-2. Cut and a miss. Slider low, buried in the dirt by Duke Stone, and Will Baker could not find it. 2 Ks for Stone in his second relief appearance of the season. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners reaching base for YD in the frame. Back in just a moment for the top of the 6th. Chatham sends the top of the order to bat on the other side.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up, headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain to that voice that keeps me awake at night. When a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I've carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry my operator's license and spend my days just running this crane. And my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
Top of the 6th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. YD in front 3-2 as it's the top of the order to face a new pitcher. Michael Catalano, the right-hander, toes the bump for YD. for the Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. 6'2", 205 right-hander from Oklahoma. He'll face Mendoza, Ford, and Reese, the top of the order. First pitch to Mendoza is cut on and missed. Strike one. A Red River rivalry right now with Catalana from Oklahoma, Mendoza from Texas. The pitch at the eyes for ball one.
One of the rivalries that's stayed intact throughout the whole conference realignment.
Both teams moving to the SEC. 1-1. Strike called on the inner half. Mendoza shakes his head a bit. Didn't like the location of that call. 1-2. Dips below on a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mendoza is 1 for 2 today. Singled in the fourth, then was brought in on a homer from Henry Ford. 2-2, grounded back up the middle. Fielded by Caresses at short, fires to first in time. A ranging play from Caresses, who made the throw in front of the second base bag off bounds. But it was in time, enough to retire the first batter of the frame. Now it's time for a check at our Cape Cod League scoreboard, presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
Top of the fifth at Lowell Park, Harwich has a 2-0 lead over Catuit.
First pitch to Ford is below for ball one.
Catuit in danger of falling to 1-5. Orleans and Falmouth are tied scoreless at Gov Fuller Field in the second.
The 1-0. Swing and a fly ball right side and foul.
Brewster on its quest for a 6-0 start has an early 2-0 lead on Bourne. They are in the first at Doran Park.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. It was tipped into the glove of Traeger.
Only 5 games in already, feels like the Whitecaps are running away with the East.
Someone has to stop them. 1-2. Weak swing out to right field, lofted to Hernandez, who makes the grab a few steps in right field and retires Ford.
Mississippi State
the second
University,
out,
the
the
left
top
fielder,
of the
number
sixth.
61, Ace Reese.
And one more score in the bottom of the first. Hyannis has jumped all over Wareham. 3-0 Harbor Hawks at McKeon Park.
You can't forget about today's game at Red Wilson Field either. 3-2, YD in the lead. 2 gone in the top of the sixth, and it brings in Ace Reese from the left side. Pitch. High. Ball one from Catalano. He's in his second appearance of the season. Got rocked in his first. 2 innings pitched, allowed 3 earned runs on 4 hits. 1-0. Just outside. Ball 2. Called strike at the knees. Sun now below the press box from our vantage point at Red Wilson Field. Press box directly behind home plate. We're offset to the first base side. 2-1, grounded foul into the Chatham dugout. Pitching coach Ray Powell got a hand to it. Jay Powell just could not squeeze it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Top of the sixth. Reese awaits the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner.
Middle of the sixth inning, YD 3.
The 4th time today, Chatham has been rung up looking, getting eaten alive at the corners. And the Anglers still trail by 1. Plenty of time as we head to the bottom of the 6th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for Chatham. YD leads 3-2, but on the other side, we still have Duke Stone pitching for Chatham. We'll see in just a moment on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
A's on the air. Well, it was nearly 7
this is Daniel Jackson from the University of Georgia. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Jake Klein and Hudson Ridley on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Red Wilson Field for the bottom of the 6th. YD on top 3-2. I'm Hudson Ridley,
Now
joined by Jake Klein.
YD,
Duke Stone
the third baseman
on
from
for a
Texas
second
A&M
inning of
University,
work.
number
Gets tossed
10,
the ball from
Chris
Gallagher at
Hakopian.
third and takes the mound to face 3, 4, and 5. Hakopian, Hernandez, and Traeger for YD. Hakopian stands in on the right side. Stone wiggling his feet, now ready. The pitch. Called strike inside. Starting hitters off with the early fastball. He struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1. Cranked left side on a hop. Gallagher fields from third. A crow hop, throw over to first in time.
Now batting
Retires
for
the leadoff
YD
man.
from Georgia Tech University, the right fielder, number 4, Alex Hernandez.
That brings up the cleanup hitter, Alex Hernandez. He's been tested a lot in right field and has made an impact today. But at the dish, 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out into a double play. First pitch from Stone. Taken for a ball. That one was awfully close to the lower edge. Long look in, now kicks and deals. Swing and a liner right field. Sends Freeman back to the wall, reaching up, and it's over his head. One hops the wall on the chain link fence. Scoops it up and fires in, but it's a stand-up double for Alex Hernandez.
Now batting for YD,
A
the catcher
rocket
from
off the
Texas
bat to
Christian
right
University,
field.
number 7, Nolan Traeger.
Freeman started in, but his retreat was just a little too late, and as he sprung up to try to reach that ball just over the top of his glove and landed.
Given how little room there is to work here in the outfield at Red Wilson Field, there's really not any reason a ball should ever go over somebody's head and land in play. Freeman started in and got a late break going back and took an inefficient route to the ball.
It was a line drive from Hernandez out to that wall, which makes it tough when you start on your way in. First pitch to the lefty, Traeger. Upstairs, ball 1. Took the hands off the bat and leaned backwards. The lefty stands back in. Stone kicks and deals. Just a tad outside on a fastball. 2-0 the count at the plate. 1 gone. Runner on second is Hernandez, who takes a small leadoff. 3-2 score, bottom of the 6th. YD in front. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball was upstairs, and a hefty hack from Traeger. He's flied out to left field both times. Ace Reese has had plenty to do out there. Checks on the runner. Now the 2-1. Swing and a liner to right field. Freeman back on it, and it drops in the gap. Runner gets the hold up at third, sliding into second with a double. It's Nolan Traeger puts runners on second and third.
The second baseman, number 14.
Back-to-back singles smoked to similar spots. This time it landed right between Ford and Freeman in the right field gap.
Very strange base running decision made there by Alex Hernandez on second. There was no doubt that ball was going to drop in the gap, and he waited until it hit the ground to even take off and had no chance to score.
If he had just gone when that ball was clear, it would land in right field. It would be 4-2. Instead, it's 3-2, but 2 runners in scoring position with 1 gone. It's Cody Miller at the dish. First pitch, a strike inside. Hernandez on third, Traeger on second. They both doubled. Stone in a tough spot. The 0-1. Foul back. Just barely kept in by the netting. Stretches very far down both sides. of Red Wilson Field. All the way out to the YD bullpen in the third base area. 0-2. Popped up on the infield. Mendoza waves off a few and grabs it at second base. That is a big pop-up drawn by Duke Stone. Holds the runners at second and
University
third.
of Connecticut, the left fielder, number 28, AJ.
And in a
Soldra.
spot like that, if you're Cody Miller and YD, the last thing that you want to do is strike out or pop up. He did the latter to bring up AJ Soldra. Still plenty of danger for Duke Stone to face. Now Jay Powell makes his way out of the dugout, throws the hand up, and wants a word with Duke Stone. Former Mississippi State pitcher chatting with a current Mississippi State pitcher. Every pitcher on this staff has talked so much about the benefit of having both Powell and manager Dennis Cook, two World Series winning pitchers, using the opportunity with a full summer on Cape Cod to learn from the two. Powell still chatting with Stone and the catcher Duncan Matthews. Now makes his way off the mound as Al Libardani, the home plate umpire, made his way out to grab Powell.
Decision to make here for Chatham. There is a base open. Soldra has smoked 2 singles. Meanwhile, the on-deck hitter Yomar Carreras is 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout.
As of right now, Soldra's in from the left side. They will not give him the free pass. Pitch. Skipped in the dirt off the protector of Matthews. It lands in front of him. He scurries to pick it up, and it holds the runners. Big-time defensive play from Duncan Matthews. 1-0 count to Soldra. It's Hernandez on third, Traeger on second. 2 gone. YD with a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike right down the middle on a fastball from Stone. Red Sox with just a 1-run lead despite having 8 hits to Chatham's 2. Stone an out away from the jam. It's 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball to right field. Rather to center. Ford watches it fly. A big 3-run jack to center field from Soldra. He is 3 for 3, and YD surges even further in front. 6-2 Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting for YD.
Just no reason at all to pitch to AJ Soldra there. He's hit the life out of the ball a number of times in this game. Meanwhile, the on-deck batter Carreras is 0 for 2. They choose to pitch to Soldra. They pay.
6-2 now with Carreras standing in from the left side. A big hole blown. First pitch swinging. Escapes both the bat of Carreras and the glove of Matthews and hits Libardani, the home plate umpire. What a big surge of momentum from YD. The 3rd home run of the ballgame. 0-1. Just below the zone. Duke Stone kept in. No reason to take out the righty now. 1-1. Low and inside, and Matthews has to sprawl across his body to reach the left hand and grab it before it would go to the backstop. Instead, it just remains 2-1. The pitch. At the eyes, 3 balls and 1 strike. And now it's getting uncomfortable. Chatham has already given up 3 runs in the inning. Now a hitter's count at the plate to Carreras. The 3-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle, off the foot of Stone, who picks it up and flips to first for the 3rd out.
First home run of the season for number 28, AJ Soldra.
YD with a big momentum pickup on a 3-run bomb out to straightaway center field.
Reggie Smith, normally an outfielder,
picking up 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 6-2 Red Sox in front. Chatham has some work to do on the other side. Gallagher, Hanley, and Jackson when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America.
Top of the 7th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. I'm Hudson Ridley, joined by Jake Klein. 6-2 lead for YD after a big 3-run bomb to straightaway center field increased the Red Sox lead. It's Gavin Gallagher who stands in from the right side. He'll be followed by Hanley and Jackson to face Catalano. First pitch from the righty at the letters for ball 1. Wind has died down as the sun has started to slope lower. Still blowing slightly out to center field. 1-0, foul back.
That's the other thing. At Red Wilson Field, Chatham not only up against a 4-run deficit, but also up against time before the sun sets.
Which is crazy to think about in 2025. But they're up against Mother Nature. 1-1. Grounded back up the middle. Caresses over from short, fields in front of second. High throw to first, pulls him off the bag and escapes. Gallagher safe
now
at first.
For YD.
That is an E6
check Chatham
to lead off the top of the
first
7th.
baseman from the University of Indiana, number 34, Jake Hanley.
With a runner on first, Jake Hanley to stand in from the left side. The good thing about today for Chatham is that they have the longest amount of time they'll have all year long. The summer solstice today. The longest day of the calendar year. First pitch to the lefty. Called strike down the middle.
And Gallagher has just been awarded a single on the prior play.
Oh! Well, okay. Alrighty. The check on Gallagher at first. Nearly gets him. Head first slide. Back in time. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Hanley took a slow swing over the top of the curveball. Swats at his leg in frustration and stands back in. Measures himself, chokes up a bit on the bat. The check on Gallagher again, back in time. A very quick pickoff move from Michael Catalano, especially for a righty. He flips his hips very quickly and fires. In just a blink of an eye. 0-2, runner takes off. Pitch is high, the throw down is second. In time, they got him. Traeger hoses Gallagher and scratches the leadoff single. So 1 down in the top of the 7th. 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a quiet day for the most part at Red Wilson Field. 2-2. Just below the zone. There's been plenty of cheering for YD in a 6-2 ball game. Red Sox in front. But from a fairly small crowd. Payoff pitch. Half-hearted swing, appeal down to first. They got him. It was an appeal to third. Hanley started his walk to first base, but the appeal to third from Jake Brichta rang him up. And Jake, you mentioned earlier, for Jake Hanley, it's one of those things where just not much has gone right. And it's a lot of tough breaks as well. First pitch to Daniel Jackson. Ball at the letters.
Yeah, diving catch and left by Soldier earlier on what 9 out of 10 times is a base hit. That was borderline, called strike 3.
1-0. Dips below the knees on a slider, 2 balls and no strikes. Really could have gone either way. Hanley was in disbelief after the call. Wide-eyed as he made his way back to the dugout. 2-0. Popped up right side, drifting into foul ground, and it lands in foul territory. A big grassy field next to the snack shack behind the first base dugout. Nothing for a long stretch on either side of this ballpark. 2-1, swung on and missed. Fastball high, got Jackson to offer. Could not connect. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. YD on top 6-2, top of the 7th. Catalano shakes off a few pitches, now decides. Comes home, and it's high. Slowly comes back set on the mound. It's a payoff for Jackson. Here it is. Tails in, strike 3 called.
Middle of the 7th inning, YD
The
6,
6th strikeout looking for Chatham.
Which means it's time to join
More
Hunter,
than
Everett,
swinging.
Brent, Bryce, and Logan to sing
And the
Take.
Anglers struggling on offense. 6 scoreless innings, only the 4th did the Anglers put up 2 runs. They trail 6-2 after 7. Back after the 7th inning stretch on the other side with YD at the plate. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Baseball Network and the A's. Sports Radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. 'Cause it's a root for the home team. And if they
Seventh inning stretch is over at Red Wilson Field, and a Chatham Bar's in call to the bullpen. For the Anglers, Preston Barr, the 6'3" right-hander from Michigan, makes his way on for his second appearance of the year. I'm Hudson Ridley, joined by Jake Klein. The first pitch showed bunt pulled back over the glove of Matthews into the backstop. Dean Carpentier to lead it off, followed by Braden Dowd and Will Baker, 9-1 and 2. Barr comes home. Swing and a miss, strike one. In Barr's first appearance, he went 2 innings, allowing no runs on 3 hits. Picked up a walk and a strikeout in that appearance. 1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. YD on top 6-2. Bottom of the 7th. The pitch. Grounded at the plate and foul. Jake, as you mentioned earlier, Chatham not only in a race against the scoreboard, but in a race against the sun. Setting right now in the western sky, behind the third baseline dugout. 2-2. Half-hearted offer. Appeal down to first. No swings is Ryan DeMari. Loads the count full to the leadoff man, Dean Carpentier. Pitch from Barr. Popped straight up. Stays on the infield. Sanders underneath it at short. Drifts over to either side and makes the grab above his left ear for out number 1. Sanders shifted to his left, went back to his right, and as the wind blew slowly from left to right, sauntered right back over to make the grab. Out number 1, and the lineup flips over for Braden Dowd. Stands in from the left side. Dowd 0 for 3. Barr's first pitch is a ball above the letters. YD on top 6-2. The Red Sox have put up 9 runs today, 2 of them home runs. 1-0. Smoked to right center field and down for a base hit. It bounces in front of Ford in right center, who slings it in. And it's a 1-out single for Braden Dowd.
Designated hitter number 2, Will Baker.
So with Dowd on first base and 1 gone, Will Baker, the left-handed designated hitter, stands in. As far as designated hitters go, Baker, not too big, just 6 foot 188. First pitch from Barr. Runner takes off for second. Pitches a ball high. The throw down to second. Not in time. Matthews nearly got him. But instead, Dowd on a foot-first slide beats the throw by just the blink of an eye.
I know you didn't. Tied me up at the top.
Takes off the double play with Dowd at second. Barr takes a long look in. Peers over at Dowd. And now comes home. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He's kept a lot low in the zone so far. Baker today 0 for 3 with a strikeout. That came against Duke Stone in the 5th. Barr set on the mound. But first, a pitch clock violation.
Pitch clock.
So that gives a ball to the count of Will Baker, making it 2-1.
2 pitch clock violations against Chatham this season, both by Preston Barr.
Just finished his freshman year at Michigan. 2-1. Low and inside, and Matthews has to sprawl to get it, holding the runner at second.
That I didn't know.
Favorable 3-1 count to Baker. A runner in scoring position. Baker over at second base. 3-1 pitch. Grounded right side and foul. That one nearly stayed inside of the chalk down the right field line, but instead it makes Baker load into a full count. Dowd the runner at second. The payoff. But first, Barr steps off the mound and flips a high arcing ball to Sanders, just to let Dowd know he's watching. Wastes no time in getting another lead off of second. Sanders, the shortstop, just behind him. Barr looking that way, now comes on. Popped up, foul. Sails just past the bleachers behind home plate. Gallagher is even with the bag at third. Mendoza with both feet on the grass at second. It's another payoff. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Now batting for YD from Texas
A slow arcing curveball got Baker to fire over the top of it and nearly swung out of his shoes for strike three. It's 2 down with a runner on second. Chris Hakopian stands in. Barr with the handedness advantage, right on right. YD a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch. Called strike at the knees. Hakopian grimaces. The righty 1 for 3. Put up a single back in the first and was part of a double play to end the frame. 1-0. Tails low and away. Ball 2. Barr with 6 to throw on the pitch clock. Now fires. At the letters for ball 2. He takes his time as the pitch clock ticks down. As Jake mentioned earlier, the only 2 pitch clock violations for Chatham through 5 games and change have both been from Preston Barr. The 2-1. Popped up, right side, foul. Kids sprinting after that ball. They've had plenty to choose from today. A lot of pitches fouled off. Hakopian has spoiled 2 in a 2-2 count with 2 gone. Runner on second. Barr looks his way, now comes home. Skips in the dirt and Matthews gloves it. Bounced into his body, then rolled into his glove. Not the first time Matthews has had to make a reaching defensive play in the catcher spot. Dowd with a leadoff at second. He will go. Full count, 2 outs. The pitch popped straight up, drifting foul, and it makes its way into foul ground. Remaining 3 and 2. Hakopian's at-bat drags on. He'll see another pitch. The payoff. Popped up. Foul territory. Freeman ranging over, but he won't make it as it lands outside the field of play. Hakopian will see a 7th pitch of the at-bat. Preston Barr has tossed 20. He's retired 2. The 3rd straight payoff. Ball 4. Slider tailed low and in.
From Georgia Tech University, the right fielder,
And Dennis Cook
4,
encouraging
Alex
Barr,
Hernandez.
who thought that certainly clipped the zone. Instead, it puts runners on first and second. 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. YD on top 6-2. And Alex Hernandez, the right-hander, up to bat. Barr shakes off a few signs from the catcher Matthews. Now comes set at the belt. Kicks and deals. Slider tails low. 1 ball, no strikes. Line scores in left center field read. Chatham with 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. YD 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The 1-0. Taken for a strike. Fastball nailed the bottom third of the zone. Wind is picked back up, blowing out to right. Thrashing around the American flag in left center and the trees that litter the entire outfield. 1-1. Ducks below the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Chatham needs some offense once they retire the final batter of the frame. Only runs scored in 1 inning. That came in the top of the 4th. 2-1. Cranked towards right field. Ford and Freeman out on it. They look up and watch it fly. A 3rd home run for YD. It brings in another 3 runs. 9-2 Red Sox. Bottom of the 7th. 7 straight runs for YD.
Now batting for YD, the catcher from Texas Christian University, number 7, Nolan Traeger.
It's not hard to hit one out at Red Wilson Field. It's 360 to dead center field. That ball maybe went 380. First pitch to Traeger, taken for strike 1. It brought around Dowd, Hakopian, and of course Hernandez. 0-1, foul back.
Somebody's guard in danger. That's a car.
That's a dangerous one.
That's a windshield.
We're gonna walk back and Roger's car's gonna have a hole in the window. I hope not.
0-2 with 2 gone. Barr a strike away from ending the frame. The 0-2. Grounded right side, scooped up by Hanley at first. It knocks out of his glove. He regains possession and steps on the bag for out number 3. More YD runs. Not many batters faced, but didn't need to be the case.
The winner of the $8 gift certificate
3 runs for YD on 2 hits. No errors and no runners left on base. A 9-2 Red Sox lead. And this one has really slipped away from Chatham. 6 scoreless innings for the A's. Only runs in the top of the 4th. And 7 straight runs put up YD. Chatham needs offense on the other side. They need big-time contributions from the bottom of the order. It's 7, 8, and 9. Freeman, Matthews, and Sanders to dig in when we return for the top of the 8th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off of Little League bat. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1 at the fireworks stand. Cold beer in my right hand.
to Red Wilson Field. And for the top of the 8th and the rest of the game, it's Jake Klein.
9-2 the Yarmouth-Dennis lead. We go to the 8th at Red Wilson Field, and Jackson Freeman, the Chatham lefty hitting right fielder, leads it off against YD reliever Michael Catalano. First pitch, fastball high, 1-0.
Orleans has no seeding. Yeah,
Freeman 0 for 2, struck out looking in the third, then bunted into a 1-3 putout. 1-0 cracked foul. Down the left field line and out of play, 1-1. Tried to bunt against the YD shift, which is on again here in the 8th. 3 infielders on the right side. 1-1. Breaking ball bounces in front of home plate. 2 balls and a strike on Freeman. Right on left, the 2-1. Swing and a miss.
The Rooster shortstop.
2 balls, 2 strikes on the Northwestern Wildcat. Supposed to be joined by his teammate, 2-2, in the dirt, 3-2. Owen Mickelfatrick, a Northwestern shortstop, was set to join the A's. Ended up not making the trip out to Chatham. So just Jackson Freeman. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Catalano blows the fastball right past Freeman. 3rd straight strikeout for the righty reliever and 4th overall. It's the first out in the 8th.
Alden, how many outs are in the inning?
6.
He knows.
3.
So the YD infield returns to its typical setup. And now Scott Pickler going to make a pitching change. He wanted the righty to face the lefty, and now wants a new righty with the righty Duncan Matthews coming up, so we'll step aside. It is 9-2. Red Sox lead the A's. We're in the top of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. New right-hander coming in for Scott Pickler and the YD Red Sox. He'll take over with 1 out in the top of the 8th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back.
So Chatham bars in call to the bullpen for Scott Pickler and the YD Red Sox, who lead the Chatham A's 9-2, 1 out in the top of the 8th. And the new pitcher is the Kennesaw State right-hander, Ryan Renfro. 6'3", 195-pound righty from Thomasville, Georgia. Just finished his 2nd season with the Owls and joins a pipeline of KSU players to pitch for YD. Making his 2nd appearance on the young summer. Faces Duncan Matthews, first pitch. Fastball bounced to second on 2 hops. Miller fields 1 step to his left. He throws to first in time.
Now batting
and Renfro
for
has the
Chatham.
first out on 1 pitch.
The shortstop
Second out
from
of the
Baylor
inning.
University, number 9, Travis Sanders.
It's like navy, white.
YD pitchers have faced the minimum since that 4th inning when Henry Ford clocked a 2-run homer, which has produced Chatham's only runs of the day. First pitch to Travis Sanders. High, 1-0. Righty set. 1-0. Fastball just clips the outside corner. Sanders has been displeased with Al Libardoni's zone all day. Grimaces again after that called strike. 1-1. Fastball upstairs. Similar spot, maybe a bit higher. 2-1. Both at bats for Sanders today have resulted in looking strikeouts. 2-1. Fastball popped foul in the air down the first baseline and out of play. Final line on the reliever, Michael Catalano. 2 1/3, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 4 Ks. Nice day for him. Nobody on, 2 out. 9-2 YD, top 8. Renfro set, the 2-2. High, 3-2. So the count goes full on Sanders. Righty set. 3-2. Check swing. Called strike 3.
Middle of the 8th
Sanders
inning,
K's looking for the 3rd
Chatham
time today. Chatham batters have struck out 12 times against Yarmouth-Dennis pitching. And the YD 9-2 lead will hold into the bottom of the 8th. 11 hits for the Red Sox compared to just 3 for the A's, and YD dominating at home on Red Wilson Field. A's go back to the mound, and it's a new pitcher when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me. And taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed the bright side. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this?
Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen for Dennis Cook. We go to the bottom of the 8th at Red Wilson Field with YD in front of Chatham 9-2 in a battle of 2 teams tied for 3rd in the East Division in Game 6 of the Cape League season. New pitcher is McLennan Community College righty Isaac Goddard. Faces the righty hitting Cody Miller. First pitch bends him off the inside of the plate, 1-0. Goddard has pitched a scoreless inning so far. That came Tuesday against Hyannis at Veterans Field. 1-0. Fastball swung on and lofted foul in back of home plate, 1-1. Worked a 1-2-3 inning against the Harbor Hawks, aided by Jackson Freeman's home run robbery in right field. One and one. Hit him. Square in the middle of the back, right on the number 14. And Isaac Goddard
now batting for YD.
plunks the first batter he faces out of the pen. Runner on first with nobody out for YD.
Soldra.
So it'll be a pinch hitter for Scott Pickler. Cider Cannon into the righty box. First pitch. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Cider Cannon, 5'11", 175-pound right fielder from Davidson. And one of the most epic names ever. Picked to first, safe. Miller dives back.
Yeah, if you want to talk about all-name team, they make those sometimes. Cider Cannon has to be right up there.
Great name for an outfielder, too. Cannon. 1-0. Hit him. Just barely grazed his shoulder, and Isaac Goddard plunks the first two he faces out of the pen.
Now batting for YD. Pinch hitting number 19, Jake Bold from Princeton University.
And now Jay Powell makes a trip to the mound as Scott Pickler sends up yet another pinch hitter. Now, in this situation, the hitter coming to the plate is the game-winning run. If he scores in this inning, the game ends by run rule, 12-2. This is Jake Bold, Princeton catcher, hitting in place of Yomar Carreras, the shortstop. Meeting on the mound ends. Jay Powell walks slowly back towards Chatham's first base side dugout. So Bold steps in, ready for his first trip to the plate today. It's a California native from Princeton. First pitch, inside, backs the righty off the plate. Both of the prior two hitters, plunked by Goddard, also righties. Right against right. Goddard set. Looks at second and deals. Fastball called a strike, inside corner, 1-0. Only 2 at-bats for Bold on the young season. He is 1 of 2. One in the dirt, 2-1. After 3.5, this game was tied at 2. Since then, YD scored once in the 4th and 3 times each in the 6th and 7th on 3-run homers. 2-1. Fastball bounced to second. Mendoza on 3 hops, shovel to short for 1. Relay to first, double play.
Now batting for YD.
So Jake Bold bounces into a 4-6-3 twin killing for the first 2 outs of the bottom of the 8th. Cody Miller moves to third. Dean Carpentier comes to the plate. Right-handed hitting first baseman is 1 of 3. Doubled and scored in the 3rd. Runner on third with 2 out. The first pitch. Fastball off the plate away, 1-0. Basically the entire infield now cast in shadow. No lights at Red Wilson Field. 1-0. Hit him. 3rd batter plunked of the inning from Isaac Goddard. And now the groans coming from the Yarmouth-Dennis dugout.
Now batting for YD, center fielder from the University of Southern California, number 8, Braden Dowd.
So the order flips, and the USC lefty hitting center fielder Braden Dowd stands in. He's 1 for 4. Reached twice on an error in the first and a single in the 7th. Pitch. Fastball high, 1-0. 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors for Chatham. 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors for YD. 1-0. Right down the middle with a fastball, 1-1. This is the first real stinker of the year from Chatham. They've had some pick to first, safe, just barely. Carpentier back ahead of the tag from Hanley. As I was saying, Chatham has had some offensive lulls, including opening night against Falmouth where they were shut out. But this is the first game where the offense hasn't been there and the pitching has struggled. 1-1. Up and away, 2-1. And just a couple of Red Wilson classics. Short home runs that sneak over the fence have been the difference. 2-1. Fastball grounded sharply foul, wide of first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Center field fence, 10 feet high all the way around, right up until before the left field pole, and just 360 feet to dead center. Right against left. Goddard set. 2-2. Breaking ball way outside. Matthews stretches out his glove hand on the left side to corral it, and the count goes full. It is 9-2 Yarmouth-Dennis over Chatham in the bottom of the 8th. Whitey has runners on the corners with 2 out. It'll be a 3-2 to Dowd. Goddard ready. The pitch. Popped foul behind home plate and out of play. Count stays full. Dowd once again represents the run rule run. A 3-run homer, for example, would end this game by run rule. Right on left. Goddard ready. 3-2. Runner goes. Pitch is popped up. Foul ground on the left side. Gallagher over. Now he tracks it back towards fair ground and makes the catch to end the inning just outside of the third base coaching box by YD's dugout.
In the 7th inning, first home run of the season
Dowd
for number 4,
pops
Alex
out
Hernandez.
into foul ground to end the inning. YD does not score. No runs
for AJ Soldra in the 8th inning
no
was
hits,
number 29.
no errors, and 2 men stranded on base. We go to the 9th at Red Wilson Field. All Red Sox over the A's. 9-2 the score. It'll be the last licks for Chatham. Top of the order, Ethan Mendoza when we return. You won't want to miss it. Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Off a satellite, crushing the last lone Americanized. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? I was sitting around a dead dial, just another lost number in a file, dancing down a dark hole. Searching for a world with some soul. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? Is there anybody alive out there?
Ethan Mendoza starts the 9th. Last licks for Chatham, which trails YD 9-2 at Red Wilson Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Mendoza, Ford, Reese, righty, lefty. against the righty reliever Ryan Renfro, who came in to get the final 2 outs of the 8th, and now he'll try to end the game. Renfro from the stretch with no one on. First pitch to Mendoza. Fastball punched foul in the air, out of play down the first base side. No balls and a strike. Two runs on just 3 hits for Chatham, plus 2 errors. 9 runs on 11 hits for YD. 0-1. Smashed in the air down the right field line. It trails foul down by the Chatham bullpen in the right field corner. 0-2 on Mendoza. Mendoza owns 1 of the 3 Chatham hits tonight. Single to the opposite field that broke up a perfect game in the 4th. Henry Ford deposited a 2-run game-tying homer the very next at bat. 0-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3. Mendoza smiles as he drops his bat and walks back slowly towards Chatham's first base side dugout. 1 out.
8th strikeout looking today for Chatham hitting.
And 13th overall. Brings up the righty hitting Ford. First pitch, cut on and missed. 0-1. He's 1 of 3. 2-run homer in the 4th. Produced the only Chatham runs. Check swing on the 0-2, and he went around. Or rather on the 0-1, I should say, and he went around, so it's now 0-2. Right on right. Renfro set, the pitch. Fastball cold, strike 3. And Chatham down to
now
its final
for
out.
Chatham from Mississippi State University, the left fielder, number
8
61.
of the 9
Ace
Chatham
Reese.
hitters have struck out at least once. Six of the 9 have struck out looking at least once. Brings out Ace Reese, final hope. First pitch is a fastball in the dirt, 1-0. Right against left. Renfro ready, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Hunter Watkins went 5 innings. The 2-run homer by Ford, the only blemish. He struck out 7 and walked 1 in the start for YD. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Renfro hunting to end the game with a 15th YD strikeout. The pitch. Swung on and grounded through the right side into right field, a base hit. Miller dove, but couldn't grab it. It's a 2-out single for Ace Reese. Chatham has its 4th hit of the day. And now Gavin Gallagher, the righty hitting third baseman, is the last hope against his former team.
North Carolina, Gavin Gallagher.
(9-2), the YD lead. Top of the 9th. 2 outs with a runner on first. First pitch to Gallagher. Breaking ball called a strike. Inner third, 0-1. Gallagher is 1 of 3. The one a generous official scorer's decision on a ground ball to shortstop. 0-1. Swung on and bounced to short. Cannon charges, throws to first in time to end the game.
Fans, that is
Gavin Gallagher grounds out 6-3, and YD wins 9-2. Behind 14 strikeouts, the Red Sox crush the Anglers and jump ahead of Chatham in the East Division standings.
Tomorrow, the
In the
Red
ninth,
Sox will be
no
back
runs on a
again
hit,
here at Red
no
Wilson
errors, and
Field
one
at
man
5
left on
o'clock,
base. The
taking
final
on the
totals for
Crucial
Chatham: 2 runs,
Whitecaps.
4 hits, 2 errors.
meantime,
For YD,
please
9
drive
runs,
safely, have a
11
great
hits,
rest of your
no
evening,
errors.
and
We'll have the
go
Anglers
White.
Extra post-game show coming up. That's presented, as always, by Chatham Bars Inn. Hudson Ridley will have an interview, and then I'll have your highlights presented, as always, by Touchstone Closing. First East Division battle of the year for Chatham, and it does not go the way of the A's. YD, 9-2 winners at Red Wilson Field. It's the Anglers Extra post-game show coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Oh, na 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 When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, I wanna be there in my city.
Anglers Extra.
Back on the Anglers Extra post-game show, a 9-2 Yarmouth-Dennis win over Chatham here at Red Wilson Field. I'm Jake Klein. This is the Anglers Extra post-game show, presented to you, as always, by the good people at Chatham Bars Inn. Hudson Ridley will have a post-game interview for you in just a moment. Plus, we'll have your highlights from this key early season win for YD. Two teams that entered the game tied in the standings in the East Division. Chatham had the tiebreaker advantage at third place, YD in fourth place. Now the Red Sox jump ahead in what was the first East Division game of the season for Chatham, and a pivotal one at that. Dennis Cook has gathered his team out in front of the Yarmouth-Dennis dugout, and he's giving them really one of the longer post-game talkings to we have seen from the Chatham skipper in the early season in 2025. Dennis, not always the most talkative. He's the type of coach who likes to just send his players out there to play. But he is talking them through this 9-2 loss right now in front of the A's dugout. We will have more on the Anglers Extra post-game show after a quick break.
Screen door slams, Mary's dress sways. Like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you only. Don't turn me home again. I just can't face myself alone again.
Back on the Anglers Extra postgame show after the 9-2 YD win over Chatham, Hudson Ridley is fieldside.
Here with center fielder Henry Ford after a 9-2 loss at YD. Henry, you were just in the huddle with the team. What did manager Dennis Cook have to say?
Yeah, just that we got to play and compete harder, and that's really all there is to it.
Mm-hmm. Anything in specific with the performance today that he harped on?
Just like our energy was down, and we got to get that up, and every pitch just be into it and play as hard as we can.
Offensively, what was the hardest part of today?
I don't know. Just didn't have our day, and I can't speak for everyone, but you just got to keep competing and take it one pitch at a time, and continue to try and grow and get better every day.
You did hit your first home run of the season, which at the time did tie the ball game. Walk me through when it happened. What did you feel like?
Yeah, I was just happy to help the team out. I just want to help the team win, and I was happy to get a good pitch to hit and put a good swing on it, and help us tie that game up and give us a chance to win that game.
It's only 360 feet here at Red Wilson Field, the dead center field. How does that affect you as a center fielder?
Yeah, I think the wind was pretty tough. It was blowing out pretty hard, so some balls kind of get on you more than you think. I think you got to take your reps very seriously in BP and stuff like that, and really going from park to park every day, you got to get acclimated quickly and know how the field plays, and I think the wind was a big factor as well.
Mm-hmm. Last question for you: 10 strikeouts looking for the team as a whole today. What do you think that was for?
I don't really know. It's baseball, so I don't know. Guys are just trying to have good at-bats. Yeah.
Henry Ford, thank you for taking the time.
Yep.
Jake Klein, back to you with the rest of the Anglers Extra postgame show.
Time for your postgame highlights on the Anglers Extra postgame show, presented to you as always by Touchstone Closing. And we will start in the bottom of the first. Chatham starter Tate Carey in a scoreless game in a jam, and he came up with just the pitch he needed. YD threatening for the first run of the game. The 0-1 lined on one hop to second. Mendoza fields, flip to Sanders for one, relay to first, a double play. Tate Carey gets just what he needs. A 4-6-3 double play ends the first. So Carey gets out of the jam in the first, but skip ahead to the second inning, and YD got on the board first. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball sails to the backstop. Runner coming home. Matthews flips to the plate. It sails over the head of the pitcher, Carey, and YD strikes first. Wild pitch brings home Cody Miller. It is 1-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the second. More cowbell at Red Wilson Field. They were out in full force, as always, today. Still in the bottom of the second, YD had a chance to tack on more, but Chatham left fielder Ace Reese came up with a big defensive play. Long look in the 0-1. Runner goes, pitches a fastball blasted. Left field, Reese tracks it back in front of the fence. He makes the catch. Soldra didn't see it. He's stuck at second. The throw comes into first in time for an inning-ending double play.
End of the second inning, YD 1, Chatham nothing.
YD an inning later would add to its lead and make it 2-0. Right against left. Runner on third with one out. The first pitch. Fastball chopped on the ground to short. Sanders plays it on the long hop. Only play to first in time. But Yarmouth-Dennis scores again. Baker drives home Carpentier on the ground out. And it's 2-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the third. So RBI there for Will Baker. 2-0 YD, and then Henry Ford, who you just heard from, stepped to the plate.
Leadoff single. 2-2. Smoke to right field. Back goes Hernandez to the track, at the wall, leaps up, and won't get there. Henry Ford goes opposite field over the right field wall for his first home run of the 2025 Cape League season.
That made it 2-2, and Chatham was right in it. But in the bottom half of that very same inning, what Ford did, Cody Miller undid.
Now a 3-1. Fastball cranked to center field. Sends Ford back to the wall, looks up, it's out. A no-doubter from Cody Miller. Dead center field and YD back in the lead. 3-2 Red Sox, bottom four.
Meanwhile, the Chatham bats fell silent. YD pitchers faced the minimum in the fifth and the sixth, and then in the home half of the sixth, A.J. Soldra came up big.
It's 1-1. Swing and a high fly ball to right field. Rather to center. Ford watches it fly. A big three-run jack to center field from Soldra. He is 3 for 3, and YD surges even further in front.
That made it 6-2, and after one 3-run home run, how about another?
2-1. Cranked towards right field. Ford and Freeman out on it. They look up and watch it fly. A third home run for YD. It brings in another 3 runs. 9-2 Red Sox. Bottom of the seventh.
And so it was just not Chatham's day at Red Wilson Field. 0-1. Swung on and bounced to short. Cannon charges, throws to first in time to end the game.
Fans, that is
Gavin Gallagher grounds out 6-3, and YD wins 9-2. Behind 14 strikeouts, the Red Sox crush the Anglers and jump ahead of Chatham in the East Division standings. So we welcome you back in field side at Red Wilson Field with Hudson Ridley. I'm Jake Klein. Hudson, just not Chatham's day.
Certainly no, especially on the pitching side. You mentioned late in the game, this is the real first, quote, stinker that they've had this season where sometimes the pitching was on, the hitting wasn't, vice versa. Today it really was neither. The problem being also dead center field, 360 feet, and 3 balls were hit to that exact same spot by YD. Accumulating most of the runs today, it was really difficult for Chatham after that point.
Final lines, Chatham 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. YD 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher, Hunter Watkins. The losing pitcher, Tate Carey. Chatham is back at it tomorrow night when they take on the Bourne Braves. First time Chatham will see a team twice in 2025. Lost to Bourne earlier in the week. That is a 7 o'clock first pitch at Veterans Field. As always, you can join us at 6:40 for the Anglers Extra pregame show. For Hudson, Ridley, and our entire crew, I'm Jake Klein saying so long from Red Wilson Field. Talk to you from Veterans Field tomorrow night.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2025 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.